morning, everybody. It's Michaela from Hooked in a Flash. If you'd like to follow me, ask any questions, anything like that, you're more than welcome to comment down below. If you'd like to follow me, you can find me on Hooked in a Flash Crochet Facebook is Hooked in a Flash Crochet, and then on Instagram and Etsy is just Hooked in a Flash. I am just all over the place. You guys just have to hang in there for the ride. I intended on making this a lot earlier, but it just didn't work out for me today didn't want to work. I don't have a lot to show you guys, so it's going to be a shorter video, but I wanted to be consistent and stay on my weekly thing. My mom promised me that she will not look at this video until after next week so that I can show you guys the present that I've been working on for her, because otherwise I won't be able to show you guys. Because I'm giving it to her. Her birthday's on the 28th. So, happy early birthday, Mom. I love you. I cannot remember if I showed you guys this last week, but I made 3 different bodies for this little guy. None of them looked right. So I put this one back on and just put some leaves on him. I'm not 100% happy with him, but my son is ecstatic. So my son's already claimed him. He's happy with him. He likes him. He calls this a bow. I thought it looked like leaves, but apparently it's bow. Could be. Now that he says that, I can't not see a bow. So, but yep, my son likes him, and that's what I got. The other thing that I have finished is for my mom. Like I said, her birthday is coming up on the 28th, Monday. And a few episodes ago, I showed you guys my crochet sweater that I was making, and I wasn't paying attention. I had that line that was going diagonally across it that I didn't care for. So I tore it out, and I decided to make my mom just like a around the house cardigan. I just finished this morning. I just put the ribbing on it, so it needs to be blocked, whatever. So it's not, filling in, but it's just just a throw on around the house cardigan to keep you warm. So I can't really. There you go. Just a cardigan, and I made it like very, very simple. It's just a big rectangle for the back, and then I split it in half. You got a rectangle on this side, rectangle on this side, seamed up the side. So I just hooked this on, kept the stitches live, hooked it on, and kept going on both sides. The arm was knit flat, one long rectangle. I did do 4 decreases, 1, 2, 3, 4 decreases along the way, so it kind of tapered in a little bit. And then I just ran an armband, or button band, but it does not have buttons. If she wants something put on there later, I can always put snaps or something like that. But I thought it's just kind of nice to have like a cardigan. So hopefully Mom likes this and it fits. That's the big thing. I made it oversized, so 1, it's, just cozy around the house, and 2, even if I messed up on the fit, it should still fit her. That is that. And that's honestly all I've completed. I just didn't, that took up my time. Sunday, sorry. I don't even know what day it is. Sunday, I cast on these socks. I put them on at first a size 0, knit up the 60. I cast on 60 stitches. I'm going to do a review on this in just a second, on my thoughts anyways. Started going down, and I realized that I need to size up on my needles because it was like, I don't know, 2-year-old size. So I went up to a 2, still cast on my 60, and started running on it, and it is fitting perfect. I made like a ton of progress. I don't know how I got through so much in one day, but I made this all the way down. I turned the heel that night, and then I haven't had time to, I've done like 2 rows since then. So I need 5 more sections of this orange pattern. This will repeat just like this. This has 1, 2, 3 sections. This will have 5 more sections, so 6 rows total, and then it'll have the purple purple toe, and then that'll be done. I'm hoping to get some progress on it. Well, I'm gonna bring it to knit night, since it's knit night. Woohoo, knit night! If you guys want to come join me for knit night, it goes from 4 to 8 on Wednesdays. It's at Teaselwick Wools in, not Silverton. I don't even know why I'm recording at this point. You guys are just going to have to hear me blabber through things. Teaselwick Wools in Salem, Oregon. They have knit nights every Wednesday from 4 to 8. I'm usually there around 5-ish with some of my friends. That is that. And my next one that I started is, I still have, enough to make 1 more of these. And I've already made one of these already. I'm making a second Wallace dishcloth out of this. I just decided to, I don't know, start it, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have other projects to do, so I set it down. But that'll get done eventually. I still have my poor husband's shoe or slipper that needs to be redone. I need to figure out. So this fits him lengthwise perfect, but this is all knitted flat, and then you seam it together, and after it's all seamed together, we put it on, and he wants this taller. So I don't know if I should pick up stitches, if I can pick up stitches and just knit some more rounds on it, or what. I should try that maybe later today after I'm done recording. Actually, maybe I should try that. It just needs to be higher up because it's just catching on his foot here, and he wants it up taller. So I'm gonna see what I can do with that. If I can get that up taller for him, then I'll make the second one the same way, and then just instead of, I'll just make more rounds on this, because this right here is just garter stitch. So I'm gonna try and pick up stitches on there and then just continue on with a few more rounds of garter. Hopefully that'll work for me. We shall see. The last thing that I've brought into my house is, I never thought about this, but there is a con to having interchangeable needles. I have the ChiaoGoo interchangeable needle set. I have the small size. I don't have the full set. I'll be getting the large size someday. But the only con that I have found is it is so easy to switch to other projects, and you think, wait, that doesn't sound like a con. Well, it is. Let me tell you why. Because I just take my needles off, put that thing away, and go on to something else if I need those needles. And then I'm like 6 projects in, I have no idea what size needles I used on my yellow asymmetric shawl that has been sitting there. So my solution is, I purchased these little beads. Oh, it's all shiny. And they're just numbered beads. I'm gonna put them on little clasps and hook them on my projects, and it'll tell me what size needle I have on there, so that I'm not doing this again, because that's yeah, I was gonna finish my symmetrical shawl before I even started my socks, and I don't know what size I'm at, so I didn't want to figure it out right then, so I just decided to start my socks and go on about my day. I bought these off eBay for $3. I'm sure you can find them anywhere all over the world. In your kids' like, you know, bucket of random beads that they have. I'm sure my kids have this. I just didn't want to look through them. But I'm going to put, I don't know if I'm going to go by millimeters or I'll probably just go by hook size, like American hook size, because that's easier, I think, rather than going like 2.75 or something like that. And make a little clasp on those. That's what I'm going to do with that. Now, I said that I would review this yarn. This is Regia from Schockenmeyer. It's the Perfect Design line. This is color lot 09093. I am making it. They're not specifically Halloween socks. I just, you know, they're purple and orange, and I think they look Halloween-y. My friend purchased this for me, and I wanted to have them done for Halloween. In all honesty, no one's going to see my Halloween socks. And I will wear them after Halloween because I don't feel like they don't have like bats on them or anything. They're not like Halloween exclusive, but I just feel like they're Halloween-y colors. So I'd like to have them done for Halloween. And they're my first, I've always made shorty socks. These are my first long socks that I'm making. This yarn itself, amazing yarn. The Regia sock yarn is the best sock yarn that I've used. I've used lots of different, I've used the Indie Dyer ones, I've used Croy, Patent Croy, I've used the Red Heart and Soul Heart and Soul yarn. I've used the Wool Free yarn. I've used lots of random. I've used just pure wool that I had, some sock weight pure wool for a pair of socks. So I've used tons of yarn for socks because I am obsessed with socks. I love making them. As soon as I get these ones done, I'm going to start another one. I really love having that small, quick project that I can have in my purse and carry with me, and you don't have to think too much about it if you're just waiting for the kids to get off the bus or something like that, or just sitting in the car. It's easy to just shove in, and it's a useful thing. Like my family, I mean, I create a lot. I create toys. I just like making things. So my family and close friends have a lot of stuff from me. That I've just, you know, I don't know where to put it all. So I just give it away. And there's only so many hats that my family can wear for it, or scarves, you know what I mean? So, but socks, I mean, they go through socks quite a bit. My son has turned into quite the little sock snob. He's decided that he doesn't like wearing store-bought socks unless he absolutely has to. So I need to make more socks for him. I'll probably make another pair for him after I get done with these. And then I need to make my daughter a pair as well because she's picked out some yarn. Actually, I might make hers first because I just made my son a pair of socks and that'll cause an issue. But at any rate, going on a little tangent, this stuff is really good. Very high quality sock yarn. I have not found any knots so far in it. Very consistent yarn. The Heart and Soul, the Red Heart and Soul can be a little inconsistent on the yarn thickness, so that's something to think of when you get in there. So obviously this is really good. It's 75% wool, 25% polyamide. Issues with the Perfect yarn specifically. For me, it's not an issue with the yarn or the brand or anything like that. For me, I like to work toe up because it's easier for me to fit my foot, even though I know what my stitches are on there. Sometimes, like Patent Croy sock yarn is thicker than the Regia sock yarn, or you know what I mean? And there's other yarns that are thinner, so I have to kind of gauge, and my stitches can change depending on what type of sock yarn I'm using. And this Perfect yarn specifically, you have to work to get the pattern that you want on there. You have to work cuff down. You have to do you don't have to, but to get the design, you want a German short row heel, which is fine. That's usually what I use anyways. My last couple of pair have been the Fish Lips Kiss heel, just because that's a new thing that, you know, I did. But I kind of like the German short row better. I don't feel like there's not a significant change in the Fish Lips Kiss heel from the German short row. And the German short row is just less steps. So I'll probably just stick with that. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I'm not saying that the Fish Lips Kiss heel is bad or anything like that. I think it's a really good heel to use. But, you know, just if I'm not thinking, I usually use the German short row. But anyways, you have to run cuff down. You have to make a thicker ribbing than I prefer. I usually like my ribbing to be about that big, not this big. But to get the design, you do cuff down. You work until you run into the purple again. You start your heel, and then you go until you've ran out of the orange, which is the last color there, and then you make your purple toe. And everyone's going to have a different size purple toe. That just depends on how big your foot is, but the rest of it is all measured out. So for me, I don't like doing cuff down. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's not that I'm against long socks, but I definitely prefer short socks. I'll be happy with the long socks that I'm making though. I probably won't be making very many long socks unless my husband wants some for work because he works outside. But that's my only real complaint is you have to go cuff down, I guess, to make it. I came really, really close to making this and turning the heel into a toe and then doing an afterthought heel. It would have ended up being right around here. Just putting that in with a different color. Or because I'm going to have leftover purple for sure because I don't have a men's large foot. So I could have used some of the purple to make a heel down here and then made a second sock out of this second part. I came really, really close to doing that, but my friend told me, she's like, oh, just do the pattern for once. So she convinced me. I'm doing the whole pattern. I'll do the whole thing. I will have some purple left over for heels and toes, heels, toes, and the ribbing for my kids' socks later, so that'll be nice. And yeah, otherwise, great yarn. If you want something that you don't have to really think about at all, you just go until the purple stops, you start getting a different color, and then you just go until that color combo stops and you start getting the purple again. Make your heel and then go again. Like it literally tells you when you need to change what you're doing. So that's really nice. It's very mindless, very nice, works up really well. And I'm working on, these are 2.75 needles. I think it's size 2. Yep, size 2, 2.75. And that's making a good fabric for me. My last pair of socks that I did, that was with Regia by Arne and Carlos. Both of these are by Arne and Carlos because I have to have the whole set. I ended up going all the way down to a 2 millimeter with that one. I don't know why that yarn was so much smaller than all the other yarns that I've gotten from them. So I don't know why, but this one had to go back up to my 2.75, and that's what I've made all my other socks on. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. Just my socks my mom's little cardigan, and I finished that little guy. I'll probably, my washcloth, dishcloth thing, I'll probably just go on the back burner for now until I catch up on my little projects that are just sitting around. I don't want too many random projects sitting around, and I just, sometimes I go through phases of just casting on all of these different things for some reason. And as soon as I find another idea, I set this down and make another one. I almost started a blanket yesterday. Instead of making my mom her sweater and finishing it, because, you know, I have a deadline coming up, I almost started a blanket. I don't know. Luckily, I talked myself out of it. Just been kind of weird all over the place. That's it. Oh, I was going to ask you guys, since we're on here, I've had a couple people ask about doing a live YouTube video with you guys. You can ask me questions on how to do stuff if you want any knitting, crocheting, I do a lot of different crafts. So if you have any questions about any of that, you can ask me and I can kind of show you during that time. If you guys are interested in something like that, let me know in the comments down below or on Facebook or Instagram, and I can set that up so that we can all get together. It'll be like a virtual knit night. And I can answer a question, show you guys techniques. If you're stuck on a pattern or something, maybe you can show me and I will walk you through how to figure it out. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you next week.